So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Elon, he's not happy. And Trump and Johnson, well, they're going to come up with a deal to make Elon happy. See, the problem is Elon's a smart guy, okay? He understands how the government works, but doesn't understand how the government works. You say, kind of sounds contradiction, but it's not. You see, Elon did a lot. Spent a lot of money, a lot of his time, to get Trump elected. Good for Elon. Then, hey, Elon, got a job for you. Okay. And he does it. And he gets people he knows, the smart guys with computers and all that stuff, and they go in there and DOGE and are cleaning stuff up. Find waste. Then what happens? They try to screw him. Yeah, we're not going to mess with those cuts. We're not going to make them permanent or nothing. Then he's pissed. And I don't blame him. Don't blame him one bit. They say in Washington you have no friends. Everybody's a liar. You know, they have their own agendas, and their agenda is to keep themselves what? Oh, that's right. In office. And not only keep themselves in office, but they got to line their pockets to do it. Because there's no sense in being there and having that kind of position if you can't capitalize on it. So you're going to capitalize on it. So, you think it was just Democrats capitalized? No, no, no. A lot of Republicans capitalized on this too. So, Elon knew that going in, but he didn't figure they'd do it to him. Well, they did. But Elon's got the capital. Elon's got he's got X. He's got a platform. And he has a lot of stuff he can use to his advantage. Of course, the government can screw him over in all kinds of ways too, still. They could do what they did with Trump to Elon if they wanted to. But they'd have a problem with Elon. See? Elon's a smart guy, a lot of money. He goes over to some country, no extradition, no laws. Hell, he gives the government money and the government does whatever he says. They pass whatever he wants. I mean, they'll be, yes sir, Mr. Musk, owner of the country. So, what's he do? He takes his intelligence DOGE guys, and he could hack the country. He could hold us for ransom if he wanted to. These guys know how to do that. He could pull all kinds of secrets out of the Pentagon and DOJ, FBI, and all kinds of shit and put it out there on X all over the damn place. Right? And you know what? He has no extradition. He owns the country because he gives the people money. And they would never turn him over because, well, you can't come in our country. You don't have jurisdiction there. It's forbidden. Say. And he moves his base of operations to there. I mean, think about that. You really don't want to screw with a guy like that. He could cripple the country if he wanted to. He could do a lot of rotten shit if he wanted to. And personally to you too, say, because all your accounts, all your stuff, all your secrets, all your skeletons are online. He can pull all that stuff up, download it. Hell, he's like Hoover was. I got the goods on you, man. He could blackmail the shit out of these people. So yeah, he's not really a guy you want to screw with. Plus, he's got the money to hire his own personal military, his own personal army. He's got that kind of money. And if you really screw with somebody like that, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. All of a sudden, he's unhappy. George Soros is his friend. Ching Chong Chinaman in China is his friend. The little guy up in North Korea is his friend. All these people start becoming his friend. We don't want enemies like that. He can go to the Middle East, and all of a sudden, they're his friend. He has a lot to offer. So, Elon's not the type of guy you screw with. Highly intelligent. People he has, highly intelligent. These people rival the people in the government. So, put all that aside right now. So, Johnson decides, we're not going to keep these cuts. We're just screw it. Well, Trump goes to Johnson and says, man, we're going to have to cut a deal here. We're going to make him happy. So we're going to make those cuts permanent. All of a sudden, it's like, well, okay. No skin off our nose. We'll make those cuts permanent. We'll put it to a vote in Congress. See if Congress will pass a law, and see if the Senate will do it. And hell, it makes it to my desk. I'll sign it. No skin off our nose. What do we care? At least Elon is not pissed off at us. You see, after this, Elon's going to start getting shit in writing. Before he starts anything and does anything, he's going to want to get it in writing first. Elon, honestly, I think he's a good guy. Got a good heart. It's in the right place. They needed Starlink in anywhere in the world. And then during the hurricane and stuff, he's like, here it is. You got it. In record time, it was just up and running. There it is. What else you need? Guy is more than willing and more than generous. And you want to screw with a guy like that? You don't screw with guys like that. Because when they get to take a grudge, they take a grudge. See, Trump's a lot like that too. Trump's a lot like, you're his friend. He'll back and back you. You're his friend. You stick up for him. You don't throw him under the bus. He's there for you. Loyalty is very important to him. And he's a generous guy also. So, of course, he tries to blame a lot of this on probably Johnson and the rhinos and whatever. But they're gonna make it right. And Elon, like I said, learned a valuable lesson with the government. You get things in writing first. Don't do a damn thing for them until you have it in writing. And it better be written out the way you want it written. I mean, if you took all that time, like I said, he gave to the campaign and money, and then he gave more to them, by going in and investigating, all this waste and fraud and stuff in the government, and put all these people together. And his name alone is like, hey, you want to be on the team? Yeah, we'll be on the team. We'll be on the team. And all these guys are excited, man. They're doing a good job. They're finding fraud. They're finding waste. And then all of a sudden, the government says, screw you. That morale those men had is now, they're like, huh, what? We did, and you're fucking us? What? Really? Then now they're like, screw you guys. See, they took some of the smartest people, geniuses, and now the geniuses tell them to go fuck themselves. Say, you better make it right. Now I understand what Trump's doing too. Is he, it keeps going up, more and more investment. Now it's, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 trillion in investment coming into the country. So he's looking at like we can spend some money that we need to spend on certain things in certain areas. We can save money. Okay, great. We can work this out, Elon. We'll make these cuts permanent. We'll do what you need. Blah blah blah. I understand your time, and that is very valuable, and I appreciate it. And you're a friend, so we'll make this right. So, but it's still, you got trillions of dollars coming into the country in investment in new building, construction and jobs and a bunch of, and a lot of the jobs will probably be automated. This is stuff they don't tell you. Oh, jobs. Oh, everybody's growing great jobs. Well, yeah. But the one they're not telling you is a lot of it's going to be automated. So, who's going to make the automation? Who's going to fix it when it breaks? Who's going to write the code? You see, not your average guy. So they're not telling you a lot of things they should be telling you. It's like back the blue. Blindly just back it. Don't question it. Don't think ill of it. Don't talk bad about it. Don't ever question it. Just follow it. Well, same can be said for government. But you always got to question it, and you can't just follow it blindly. You can't do that in life. This is why this shit's the way it is. The courts throw out their qualified immunity bullshit. Well, Jesus Christ, man. You got the Bill of Rights. You got qualified immunity. And it's infinite on things. And the police have gotten in such a condition of just whatever we say goes. No matter what they say is a lawful order, even though it's not. But they want to tell you it is. It's a lawful. It's lawful. It's lawful. It's lawful. You argue with me, boy, I'm gonna fuck you up and show you. They can't take no. They can't take anybody resisting. And I'm not talking about resisting physically, just mentally. When you say no, you're not supposed to do that. And we will smash your skull in and you will comply. Because you don't tell me no. Who do you think you are? I'm the law. That's what the problem is. You know, what's sad is this. And they shouldn't have to do it because you have a Constitution, a Bill of Rights. And it shouldn't have to be done. But they might have to make another, quote, mini Bill of Rights, just say, listen, the government, the prosecutors, the judges, the police, law enforcement cannot do this, and list a whole bunch of stuff. List penalties and criminal charge and the jail time, the whole 9 yards. So they know exactly where they stand instead of making crap up as they go along. I mean, slaves say, I gave you a lawful order. Slave. That's what they should just say. Slave, I gave you an order. Do it. You talk back to me? You son of a bitchin' slave? Who the hell do you think you are? Slave? I mean, why don't they just talk to you like that? Why don't they? Same difference. And then they'll destroy your property and hurt you, physically hurt you to make you comply. Physical pain, pain compliance. Do you understand? Pain compliance. Even when we put the cuffs on you, we'll put them on good and tight and you won't like it, and tough shit. You know, we'll take your shoulders and we'll shove that arm so far up in your back, we'll dislocate stuff and tear things, and we'll pain compliance. You will do it. Constitution says you can't do that. But they don't care. They don't follow it. See? All they're pissed off about is you're not doing as you're told, slave. You don't talk back to me. I'm talking now. It's not the government's place to lecture you. Not the government's place at all. Oh, they get a address wrong, bust in the wrong door, tear the hell out of the place, hurt the people, shoot them, whatever. Oh, you guys got qualified immunity. You got qualified immunity for being a fuck up? Really? Wow. But back the blue. Back them. Don't think. Don't criticize. Just blindly back them. And with government, just blindly back it. Don't question it. I mean, I understand the scheme of things here. Trump's going to bring in like $10 trillion worth of new businesses. That's going to be revenue. It's going to be money in coffers. It's going to be money in banks. There's going to be more money out there in the economy. And that will generate more in, quote, taxes across the board. So he'll be able to pay down whatever because we're going to have trillions more to pay it, you see? So I get what he's doing. But you need to implement the cuts that you started and make it law that DOGE is a permanent thing. And they can go in and keep doing what they're doing. Auditing. Making recommendations, so on and so forth. My attitude is at least 80, if not 90% of the government could be cut out. We don't need it. We don't need them. There are so many agencies we do not need. A lot of them. Well, then we'll have lawlessness. That's what we have now. But we have lawlessness in government. The people that are supposed to earn your trust, have your trust, and take an oath to uphold the Constitution, your rights, and all that good stuff, and they're doing just the opposite. They're violating them all day long. All day, 24/7, 365. So, yeah, just back them. See, those people are mindless idiots. They're tools. I mean, you could look at it lots of different ways. Like I like to say, giving money to the government is like giving car keys and a fifth of whiskey to a 16-year-old boy. Here's the fucking car keys, boy. Here's a bottle of whiskey. Go at her. It's fucking disaster, and that's exactly what we have, disaster. It's just like, your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever's cheating on you. You suspect it, but you want to bury your head in the sand. That's fine if you want to do that. If that's how you want to live your life, that's fine. Some people don't want to live that way, they don't know the truth. So they find out the truth, and they find out, oh, yeah, we're cheating on me. Well, then they're mad. Rightfully so. And then the person always tries turning it around. Well, I cheated because you did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah. No. No. It has nothing to do with that person, per se. It has to do with you. I mean, really? So, that's really all I got on here to say. So look for this little feud between Trump and Musk to settle down, to calm down. Because you know damn well he's talking to Elon. I mean, on the phone, face to face, it doesn't matter. He said, Elon, I'm going to make this right. We're going to take care of this. We're going to get these cuts in there. We're going to make it permanent, and so on and so forth. And Elon's going, all right, I'm going to take you at your word. But you do realize if you don't keep your word, you ain't going to like it. So, we'll see. Y'all probably heard the story before. I'm not even going to get into it. It's, who cares? So, anyways, you folks have a good one. And remember this, okay? There's only one that is the truth, the light, and the way. Does not lie, is incapable of lying, okay? Incapable of giving you a bad raw deal. He tells you exactly where you stand, tells you exactly what you have to do to get into the kingdom. He tells you these things. He's right up front with you. He tells you there's a heaven and a hell. He tells you don't sit on the fence. He tells you he hates sin. He tells you right up front where you stand. Government, they're constantly lying and playing games all the time. You don't need that. See? And these cops that they're hiring, they all have to go through a psychological testing. They all have to go through mind control bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Things that tell you this is the guy's disposition, this is how he looks at, this is how he rationalizes. I mean, they go through all these, they give you these tests. And that's what it's all about. They don't want people in there that are moral. They want people in there that are immoral. And that are dictators and abuse people. Basically sadistic sons of bitches. Narcissists people. That's who they want in there. Because they're easily led. Because they have no constitution. You see what I'm saying? They don't have a moral base. They don't have values. Say? For you, it's one thing. For them, it's another. They, as a cop, could get drunk and beat their wife and carry a gun and all this and that rotten shit, do drugs, the whole 9 yards. But you, oh, man, don't even speak. Don't even think about it. Don't even talk back to me, because I will break your fucking skull in. Do you understand me, boy? I mean, this is how they act. And they know this going in because of all the testing. So, if you think you're a cop and you're all great and wonderful, realize something. You have a character flaw. That's why you're a cop. You're easily manipulated. You're easily like, you're a fucking sheep. You're worse than the sheep. You are the sheep in wolf's clothing. I mean, the wolf in sheep's clothing. The sheep's wool. See what I'm saying? You're supposed to help. You're supposed to protect. First of all, this protect and serve shit means absolutely nothing. The Supreme Court came out a long time ago and said, listen, police do not have to put their lives on the line in danger to protect. They don't have to do that. But they'll certainly want to smash your skull in. Supreme Court says that's okay. You can smash your skull in. You can beat the shit out of them. Yeah. Oh, I smell marijuana. Oh. You know what you should do? Everyone, this sounds sick. It's funny though. Carry fart spray in your car. Cop pulls you over, just spray the hell out of him. Right before he gets to the window, just, and then he gets there and you open the window and it's like, all of a sudden, it's, oh my God. You know, he's like, gee, this is awful. He's standing there like, man, you know, he says, yeah, I need to go to the bathroom, like really bad. You know, and he's like standing there like, oh, Jesus, this is awful. Yeah. I mean, do it, man. Who cares? Then let him say, I smell marijuana. I smell alcohol. I smell shit. This is what I smell. I smell, Jesus God, vomit spray. You know, it doesn't matter. Something so ungodly obnoxious. It might even make you throw up. They walk up to the car and all of a sudden you're just like, bleh, throw up on them. Because it smells that awful bad. Yeah, there you go, folks. Start carrying yourself some of that real nasty, the nastiest fart spray, vomit, puke smell you can carry, and just. And when they come up there, it's like, oh my God, right. When he does this, oh my God, what's he gonna do? Say I smell marijuana when he just got done admitting he can't smell this, it smells so awful, he wants to throw up? Well, let's see what the court has to say about that. What happens if the dog comes up and starts sniffing that? Dog may start sneezing. The dog may start wheezing. The dog might go run away and go, I don't like that smell. I'm going to tell you something else, okay? It was an old movie. It was colored yet, but I mean, it was probably made back in the late '60s, maybe early '70s. And I'm thinking it was called. I think it was in Cool Hand Luke. I'm not sure. It's been such a long time since I've seen the movie. But anyways, the guys are on the run. You know, they broke loose off the chain gang and they're on the run. The guy has his hound dogs. Boy, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. And he lets them hound dogs loose. And the guys have been taking pepper off the tables and stashing it in their pockets and stuff. So they had all this pepper. They're running through the woods. And the hound dogs are on their tail. And they threw all this pepper out all over the place. Dogs sniff that in. They start sneezing and sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. Some of them died because they sneezed so much. The guy was like, my dogs, my dogs. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, if that could really happen. But let's say it threw the scent of the dog off. Let's say the dog did start sneezing and just sneezing. He couldn't stop sneezing. What would happen if you took a bunch of pepper, threw it under your seat of your car, put it in your trunk, whatever. Oh, I got that canine. He's going to sniff it out. And he gets in there and just starts sneezing and can't stop sneezing. And he's outside just sneezing and carrying on. What the hell did you do to my dogs? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What do you mean, I didn't do shit to your dogs. Oh, we found a lot of pepper in your car. Well, yeah, I had a can in there, and the goddamn thing fell out of the bag, busted open all over inside the car. I mean, I swept up what I could, but I mean, maybe I didn't get it all. Prove otherwise. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. But you see, you have to protect yourself from these lying, no good pieces of dog shit. You have to protect yourself from them. Okay? Like I said, I believe dogs, they serve a purpose. But it is not to attack you. It is not to take you to the ground. Tasering you to make you pain compliant. You will comply because I will make you hurt is unconstitutional. Say. But the courts say, oh, that's okay. They come in and shoot your dog in your own home. Oh, we got the wrong house. Walk out to their cruiser. The dog's in the back seat. Blow the fucking dog away. Oh, you're crazy. You shot my dog. Why'd you? He's like, what the fuck, man? You do it all day long. What the fuck's the matter? I thought you liked. I thought you liked taking fucking and killing and being cruel to animals. I thought you liked it. That was a police officer. It's not a police officer. It's a dog. It's a canine that you use as an instrument of pain compliance. It was just unconstitutional. And not only that, but that I don't. If you're in a time of war, which the country likes to be in a state of war of some kind, war on drugs, war on this, it doesn't matter, war. Then the Hague, because you're in a war, you see, you might be able to complain to the Hague of human rights violations. In your own country, human rights violation, you're involved in a war, so they may have some jurisdiction. See what I'm saying? Just a thought. Just a thought. If you're not in a crisis of war, well, maybe not, because the Hague was world court, see? And if you are in a stage like that, they don't want us in the Hague because of just that reason. If they get convicted, well, that's convicted. You step foot out of the country and they nab your ass, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to go to prison, just like they did with the Nazis and a whole bunch of other people. say, war crimes. If you're in a state of war and they're committing war crimes, you see what I'm saying? And I'll tell you something else. Remember, dogs are stupid. They're just trained. They're trained a certain way to do certain things. It's just like cops are trained to chase you. Okay? The minute you're not chased, the cop goes, "What the hell's going on? The guy ain't running. The guy ain't afraid of me. What the hell?" And then they get, and all of a sudden, you're like, you take them to the ground. I mean, you just flatten their ass, and all of a sudden they're like, "Holy sh!" The lights went out. All of a sudden, tables just shifted. Their authority and their power, which they think they have, which the law thinks they can give them, which is unconstitutional in the first place, which is war crimes. Yeah, they don't know what to do when you don't run. Dog comes at you. What's he trained to do? Bite your arm. You know what an Arkansas toothpick is, right? Offer him your arm. Take that Arkansas toothpick and just... that dog will let go. Oh, the cops will shoot you dead. But, the dog will let go. And then they'll have this big, huge service for this dog. But it's a fucking animal that they train to be vicious. They train the dog to be vicious. Most dogs... man, they come run up to you, they just pet him and, man, belly rub him and stuff, and he's happy as shit, man. He won't leave you alone because, man, you're my buddy. You petted me. Most dogs are good animals. Okay? People make them mean. People treat them in a certain way and train them in a certain way to be mean. That's a crime in itself. You have a vicious animal. That dog should have a muzzle on it. Always on a leash. Never to run free. Always stuck in a cage. It's a vicious animal. Because vicious people, the lawless, made that animal vicious. Because they're vicious. Say, you're civilized. You look at the world in a different way. They look at the world as you're all prey. Say, you're all nails. They're the hammer. What's a hammer do on the nail? That's right. You're all nails. They're the hammer. It's sick, is what it is. It's fucking sick. It ain't like it used to be. I remember when I probably told this story before, but I remember when I was little. Man, I thought cops, man, they were great. Man, they're just awesome, I remember I was just a little kid. Little kid, My dad was standing there. My dad knew him, and stuff. And I was looking at his gun. Christ, his gun's like up here, and I'm looking up at it because I'm that little. Cop goes, this sergeant too. This is when they used to wear regular like dress shirts and dress slacks, like satin and polished shoes and they didn't shave their heads and they wore a regular police hat, with a badge right up here and a badge here and a flag and the police department. They might have carried a little nightstick. Usually had a 38 revolvers. Yeah. They carried their cuffs. Didn't carry a lot. Didn't wear vests. And the attitude wasn't it was them against you. You were their neighbors. You were their friends. You needed help. That's what they were there for, to help you. But anyways, on with the story. I'm looking at this gun. You like that, huh? I was like, that's pretty neat, He looks at my dad and says, okay, I'll show him my revolver. Man, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So he takes the revolver out. He empties it into his, the rounds into his hand. He leaves it open and he hands it to me. He says, yeah, I'm looking at it. He goes, what do you think? He says, this is cool. It's neat. Blah, blah, blah. He goes, okay. And I handed it back to him and he loaded it and put it back in his holster. And then he says, you want to try my cuffs on? I was like, yeah, I'll try cuffs. Of course, my hands and wrists were so little, they couldn't go that small. So he puts these cuffs on me, and of course, they just fall right off, And my dad and him just stood there and laughed their ass off about that. That was funny, and stuff. And I mean, the guy, this guy was like, man, he was so cool. Then I remember got a little older, and I remember we did live in a big community, but it was a nice community. And the police, we'd be riding our bikes around and they'd be like, hey, boys, what you doing today? And, it's like, we're going to go play baseball or go basketball, just riding our bikes around and stuff. Good, blah, 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 and stuff, And we were like, yeah, this is neat, car and stuff. Want to hear the siren? Yeah. He turned the siren on. Want to see the lights? Yeah, we turned the lights on and all that stuff. He's like, and we're like, man, this is cool. Here again. We thought he was the greatest guy in the world, He'd see us, he'd wave at us, and stuff, and things like that. And I remember one day, we were up at the ice cream place, and I walked up there. I didn't ride a bicycle. So I walked up there, and all the kids get on their bikes, and they pedal off, and stuff. He said, where's your bike? I said, I walked up, I got an ice cream cone. And he's like, oh, he knew where I lived. He goes, well, I'll give you a ride home. Yeah, really? He goes, yeah, I'll give you a ride home. So I get up in the front seat there, and he goes, we're driving down there, and he says, you want to turn the siren on? And I was like, oh, yeah, I get to turn the... He's like, yeah, this button right here. Yeah, click that, and the siren goes off, and he's grinning ear to ear. You want to turn the lights on? I turned the lights on. And, I mean, it was the greatest thing in the world, man. I thought, man, these guys are cool. I'm just a little kid. And I think these guys are the awesomest guys in the whole world. And then you grow up. And society gets worse and worse. Because the people in charge are worse and worse. And the people that hire become worse and worse. Bunch of psychotic, mentally challenged people that should be in therapy and on some kind of drug to keep them, from hallucinating into whatever grandeur they get off on, hurting people. It's sick. It's sick. I mean, I've got a lot of law enforcement in the family. Marshal Service, FBI, stuff like that. Good men. I know they're good men because I know them personally. They're family. And they're like, yeah, it's like they're the good ones, they're like, they don't shave their heads, they don't wear their army drab, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, can't wait to retire. I can't wait to get out of here, It's like just crazy shit. They don't go along. They the shit they say and the shit they tell you. It's like, yeah, it's like they know. I got friends that are cops, and they're good guys. They don't do stupid shit. They don't fly down the road at some exorbitant. They get in their everyday car and they drive normal. They abide by the laws. I mean, they don't. Somebody cuts them off. They're like, somebody, I'll watch. No, they're like, that stuff happens. They're in their civilian car, truck. They're like, okay, it's not like, boy, I'm gonna watch for that guy. Nothing like that. Anyhow, folks, you have a good one. Probably ran a little long. I hope not. But I'll tell you what, I do appreciate everybody that does watch these to the end. Because if you've noticed, there's some stuff at the beginning, kind of maybe draws down a little bit in the middle, but then the end picks up again. Sometimes ends are better in the beginning. Sometimes ends are the only thing you want to watch. So what do? You just click, okay, watch here. You know. So if you want to chew my ass out and tell me how stupid I am, watch the whole video first. Then tell me how stupid I am. Just don't watch like the first few minutes and go, oh, that guy's an idiot. Watch the whole thing and tell me I'm an idiot. All right? Tell me I'm stupid. Tell me I'm ugly. Tell them I'm a waste of life, waste of breath. Okay, I can handle that. I can deal with it. But and on top of that, if you really want to know, go back and watch some of my old videos. Not a month or two, a year old or 2 year old videos. Go back and watch some of them. I can't even tell you what the hell I said on them, probably. Do your opinions change on things? Yes, they do, and they should. If you're an honest person, your opinions and your views on things will change because you start seeing other things happen, and you're like, I agree with that, or I don't agree with that, or maybe the jury's still out. But you change your opinion or something on something else, and you're like, yeah, I kind of thought about that. It's like, yeah. So if you're honest with yourself, you will reflect on things, and your opinions may change, maybe not. Maybe you're right all along. But just don't blindly follow. Just don't blindly lead. Just be led around. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. That's the main thing you have to do. God gave you a gut instinct on a lot of things. God gave you a lot of examples of things in the Bible, too. Life did come with a manual. It's called the Bible. A lot of the stories read the same, but in different persons' perspectives. And their perspectives in some areas may be just a slightly different from the other, but that might be all it takes. You see? Some people think the Bible just repeats itself, and it doesn't. There's little things that you can pick up on. And that's like life. Things are not as they seem. Things don't. In government, in politics, like they say, nothing is a coincidence. Not a coincidence. It was planned that way. There again, I was going to get off here and hey, y'all have, and I talk for a ramble on for another who the hell knows how long. So this time, I'm going to shut my mind off. I'm going to shut my mouth.